Imagine stepping outside on a warm August evening and looking toward the horizon. The sky is slowly darkening. The first stars are beginning to appear, and then you notice two brilliant points of light shining brighter than almost anything around them. They're not ordinary stars. They are Venus and Jupiter, two of the most recognizable worlds in our solar system, preparing to create a breathtaking celestial encounter. This kind of event is often called a celestial kiss, not because the planets are actually touching, but because from our perspective on Earth, they can appear remarkably close together in the sky. In reality, Venus and Jupiter remain separated by an enormous distance in space. Their apparent meeting is an illusion created by their positions along our line of sight. Venus is famous for its extraordinary brightness. Wrapped in thick clouds that reflect sunlight efficiently, it can dominate the evening sky. Jupiter, meanwhile, is the largest planet in our solar system, a colossal world surrounded by moons and storms. When these two bright planets appear near each other, the result can be spectacular. The beauty of a planetary conjunction is that it requires no telescope to appreciate. On a clear evening, simply find an unobstructed view toward the appropriate part of the sky and watch as the darkness deepens. Venus and Jupiter can stand out like two cosmic beacons against the fading blue. But there is something even more fascinating about watching them together. Every point of light in the night sky carries a story of immense distance and time. The sunlight reflected from Venus and Jupiter has traveled through space before reaching your eyes. You are witnessing worlds that exist hundreds of millions of kilometers away, yet for a brief moment, they appear almost side by side. Events like this also remind us that the night sky is constantly moving. The planets orbit the sun at different speeds and follow different paths. Because of this, they're posit. This celestial kiss. Venus and Jupiter appear remarkably close together in the August night sky, creating a beautiful planetary conjunction. But there is something even more fascinating about watching them together. Every point of light in the night sky carries a story of immense distance and time. The sunlight reflected from Venus and Jupiter has traveled through space before reaching your eyes. You are witnessing worlds that exist hundreds of millions of kilometers away, yet for a brief moment, they appear almost side by side. Events like this also remind us that the night sky is constantly moving. The planets orbit the sun at different speeds and follow different paths. Because of this, their positions change from night to night. A conjunction is therefore a temporary alignment, a fleeting geometry created by the cosmic choreography of our solar system. And that is what makes the celestial kiss so special. It is not permanent. The planets will continue along their separate journeys, gradually drifting apart in our sky. What appears to be a close encounter today will eventually become a memory. So when August nights arrive, take a moment to look upward. Leave the city lights behind if you can. Find a dark, open location. Let your eyes adjust to the darkness and search for the brilliant planetary pair. You may not hear anything. You may not see them move. But above you, two enormous worlds will be traveling through the darkness together from Earth's perspective. And for a short moment, the universe may seem to bring them close enough for us to witness their celestial kiss. The night sky does not need special effects to amaze us. Sometimes, all it needs is two planets, a clear horizon, and a human being willing to look up two brilliant worlds. Venus shines intensely because of its reflective clouds, while Jupiter stands as the largest planet in our solar system. Venus and Jupiter are two of the most recognizable planets in the night sky, and when they appear close together, their brilliance creates an unforgettable scene. Venus is often called the morning star or evening star, even though it is not actually a star. It shines so brightly because its thick atmosphere contains clouds that reflect a large amount of sunlight back into space. From Earth, this makes Venus appear like a brilliant white beacon against the twilight sky. Jupiter is very different. It is the largest planet in our solar system, a massive world composed primarily of hydrogen and helium. Its enormous size gives it a powerful gravitational influence, and it is surrounded by dozens of known moons. Some of its largest moons can even be observed with a small telescope or binoculars under suitable conditions. Seeing Venus and Jupiter together creates a fascinating contrast. Venus appears intensely bright and almost jewel-like, while Jupiter can look slightly softer but still remarkably luminous. Their apparent closeness makes the scene seem almost unreal, as though two enormous worlds have gathered together for a private meeting above Earth. Yet the reality is even more astonishing. These planets are not actually close to each other in space. Their apparent alignment is created by their positions along our line of sight. From Earth, they can seem almost like neighboring lights, even though vast distances separate them. This is what makes the celestial kiss so captivating. It transforms distant planets into a single visual experience, allowing us to appreciate the enormous scale of the solar system while enjoying a simple and beautiful sight in the August sky that a cosmic illusion. Although Venus and Jupiter appear close from Earth, they're actually separated by an enormous distance in space. What makes the celestial kiss truly fascinating is that Venus and Jupiter are not actually coming together in space. Their apparent closeness is an illusion created by perspective, the same way distant mountains can appear close together when viewed from a particular location. From Earth, the planets may seem almost as though they are meeting, but in reality, an enormous stretch of space separates them. Both planets are traveling around the Sun on their own orbital paths. Venus moves around the Sun much closer than Earth, completing its journey much faster than our planet. Jupiter, on the other hand, follows a much larger orbit far beyond Mars. Because these planets move at different speeds and occupy different positions in the solar system, their arrangement constantly changes. Every so often, however, their positions create a favorable alignment from Earth's perspective. When this happens, their paths across the sky appear to converge. This is known as a conjunction. It does not mean the planets have physically moved toward one another. Instead, their apparent positions line up from where we are standing. That simple fact reveals something profound about observing the universe. What we see in the sky is influenced not only by where objects actually are, but also by where we are observing them from. Earth is our cosmic viewing platform, and our changing position allows us to experience different arrangements of planets and stars throughout the year. The celestial kiss is therefore more than a beautiful image. It is a demonstration of orbital motion, perspective, and cosmic geometry. For a brief period, two worlds separated by unimaginable distances can appear almost like companions in the sky, reminding us that the universe is constantly moving even when everything above us seems perfectly still, a fleeting celestial event. Their apparent alignment is temporary because both planets continuously orbit the Sun at different speeds and along different paths. One of the most beautiful things about the celestial kiss between Venus and Jupiter is that it does not last forever. The planets may appear close together for a short period, but their paths through the solar system continue, carrying them in different directions. What looks like a peaceful meeting in the night sky is actually a temporary moment in a constantly changing cosmic dance. Venus and Jupiter orbit the Sun at very different distances and speeds. Venus completes its orbit much faster because it travels much closer to the Sun, while Jupiter moves along a much larger path. As their positions change, the angle from Earth also changes. Eventually, the apparent closeness between them begins to disappear. This is why planetary conjunctions are so special. They are temporary alignments created by the complicated geometry of our solar system. The planets are always moving, even when their motion is too slow for our eyes to notice during a single night. If you observe the sky over several days or weeks, however, their positions gradually change. The celestial kiss, therefore, becomes a reminder of how temporary many cosmic sights can be. A particular arrangement of planets may not return for a long time, and even when a similar alignment happens again, the circumstances may be different. There is something deeply inspiring about knowing that you are witnessing a moment that will slowly fade away. Venus and Jupiter will continue their individual journeys around the Sun, while Earth continues its own orbit. The sky may look unchanged from one night to the next, but beneath that apparent stillness, an enormous cosmic choreography is taking place. The celestial kiss is simply one beautiful moment in that endless movement, a fleeting encounter that invites us to pause, look upward, and appreciate the universe while the alignment lasts. A reminder to look up. The event offers a simple opportunity to step away from everyday life, observe the night sky, and experience the beauty of our constantly moving universe. Sometimes, the most extraordinary experiences do not require a telescope, a spacecraft, or expensive equipment. They simply require us to stop for a moment and look upward. The celestial kiss between Venus and Jupiter offers exactly that opportunity. As these two brilliant planets appear close together in the August sky, they invite us to step away from the noise of everyday life and reconnect with the vast universe surrounding our planet. Imagine standing outside after sunset, away from bright city lights, with an unobstructed view of the sky. As darkness settles, Venus and Jupiter begin to stand out among the stars. Their brightness can make them seem almost unreal, like two luminous jewels suspended above the horizon. But behind that beautiful appearance is something far more profound. These are enormous worlds traveling through space, following ancient orbital paths that have existed for billions of years. Their apparent meeting is only temporary, yet gives us a chance to witness the motion and geometry of our solar system with our own eyes. Looking at the night sky can also change our sense of perspective. The worries that seem enormous during the day can suddenly feel smaller beneath the vastness of space. Above us are planets, stars, nebulae, and galaxies stretching across unimaginable distances. The celestial kiss is therefore not simply an astronomical event. It is an invitation to pause and wonder. Put down the phone for a few minutes. Step outside. Find a clear view and allow your eyes to adjust to the darkness. You may see only two bright points at first, but remember what they represent: distant worlds moving through an immense universe. And for one beautiful moment, from our small corner of space, they appear to meet.